What's up, guys? It's Sunday, March 24th. Tomorrow I'm going to see the doctor. I'm getting a CT scan on my foot, and then I'm going to talk to the doctor afterwards to kind of just see how my foot's doing. It's been 6.5 weeks since my second surgery, so I'm kind of rounding this up to the week 7 update, but you know, I've been off the crutches for almost a week now, and it's just a waiting game of how long until I can start diving again. So my foot feels good. 2 surgeries does a lot to a person, and just to kind of maintain health and, you know, just set myself up for success and my foot up for success, I have to have a nightly routine with my foot now. So here is what that looks like. Typically it takes about 15 minutes, but it's probably only going to be like 10 seconds for you guys. Take the sock off, let the foot breathe. And then you just kind of stretch all the toes. Stretch the foot this way, this way, this way, this way. You get a towel, stretch it this way, and point it down. And that's pretty much it. So let's get it started. Cheers. 6:45 in the morning, getting ready for my first workout of the day, drinking my vegetables because, let's be honest, am I actually going to eat vegetables today? I should eat my veggies, and I'm going to attempt to, but just in case, I'm drinking my daily amount of veggies every morning, just to make sure I'm not falling behind. We got Aspen a new Frisbee, and she has no idea how to pick it up. Can you pick it up? Do you know how to pick up the Frisbee? Like this. Oh. Oh, ready? Ready? You missed it. I already threw it. Okay, so I know it's late and this video kind of got away from me. It's been an incredibly long day, but for the first time in this entire surgery, guys, listen right here. It's 11:05 at night. I've been up for many hours. So, forgive me if this is scatterbrained. This is also the lens cap. For the first time in this entire surgery process, I have received good news about my foot. So the good news about my foot, I drove from West Lafayette, Indiana to Greenwood, Indiana today. That's where my doctor was located today. But before I went and saw the doctor, I had to go get a CT scan. So I drove an hour and 16 minutes, I think is what it was exactly, to the CT scan place, the place where they do that CT scan. Got my scan done. It took a little while. The CT scan itself takes only a couple minutes, but you gotta get there half an hour early, fill out paperwork every single time. I've gotten well over 10 to 15 CT scans in the past couple of years. So got the CT scan, drove down the street to go see the doctor, waited to see the doctor, saw the doctor, and turns out my foot is actually healing really well. So to kind of recap, about 7 weeks ago I had a second surgery where they removed the screws that they put in my foot. They took bone from my pelvis, filled the screw holes with that bone. It's called a bone graft. They did a couple other things in there, moved another piece of bone from another part of my foot over the navicular, and closed it all up. And now it's been 7 weeks. And for the first 4 weeks, I was in a ton of pain from the surgery because, you know, it was a 4-hour operation. There was a lot going on and a lot to recover from. I'm still recovering from it, but these past almost 3 weeks now have just seen dramatic improvement. After the first surgery, I went 6 weeks non-weight bearing, had a few days where my foot was feeling good walking around in the boot, and then just sharp, intense pain every day for 3 months. Now I've been walking around on my foot for 3 weeks. I had 2 weeks where I was partial weight bearing on the crutches. One of those weeks was only on one crutch, and then this entire past week has been off the crutches, just walking around in the boot. Except this time, I've had no pain like I did with the previous surgery. I've had no sharp pain in the foot, no sharp pain in the navicular bone itself, and turns out that from the CT scan, everything is going pretty well, you know, like the bone they put in the screw holes is connecting together with the bone while it's maturing. There's one piece on the lateral side, on the outside, that's, I forget how he described it, but it's not connecting per se like the rest is, but the bone is forming around the bone they put in, and it's not hurting, and it's not damaged, and it's not weak, so it's really not an issue. So that makes me happy, hearing the fact that my foot is healing. But also, with the first surgery, my foot looked completely healed on scans, but I was having intense pain. This surgery, my foot looks healed on the scans and I'm not having pain. The only pain I'm having is in my ankle next to my Achilles. It's a little bruised and a little swollen, and on the front side of my ankle, and that's because I've been walking for the first time, for real walking, in 6 months, and it's in the boot, so my heel is digging into the ground. But today, here's the good news. Here's the good news that I'm getting at. This is what this video is about. I don't have to be in the boot that much longer. Today, I got the green light to stop wearing the boot walking around in my apartment, and instead I've got a carbon fiber plate that I put in my shoe, and so when I'm walking around my apartment, I walk in a shoe. For the first time in 6 months, I'm walking around in a shoe. And yes, this week it's only in my apartment. Next week we'll see how my leg is progressing and how the muscle is regrowing and how everything's just feeling. But I should be walking around in a shoe full time without pain for the first time in 4 years. The only pain I'm having is just weakness in the ankle. And it's because there's just so much atrophy, because after 2 surgeries, you know, the muscles just shrink and shrink and shrink and shrink. And my calves are 2 completely different sizes, and it's gotta get used to holding 170 pounds of weight again. But you know, walking around my apartment, just even this evening in that shoe, it just feels so freeing. Being out of that boot, even if it's just for like 5-foot distances, is just such a cool thing after you've not been able to do it for so long. So it's exciting to finally have like the first bit of good news in this whole, what has it been now? It's been 6 months. It's been 6 months, almost to the day. Got my first surgery September 28th. It is now March 25th. It wasn't supposed to go this way, but now that there's healing, it's full on go time to obviously being smart about the rehab and the recovery, but just building muscle in my leg again, building up my calf strength, building up my ankle strength and my foot strength. There's gonna be days where it's gonna absolutely suck. It's gonna hurt, but it's not a bad hurt. It's kind of like the hurt of working out, but my workouts are gonna be calf raises and walking. And that's okay, because that's building the strength. And if I can push through these next 2 weeks and really just build as much strength as I can in this calf, you know, I'm gonna be back on the boards really, really, really soon. And I can say that with confidence now, knowing that everything looks good and everything feels good. I think that's just the biggest thing, is things feel good in my foot now.